Making this podcast lets me ask a lot of interesting questions to interesting people. But sometimes a simple question paints the most vivid picture. Do you have a favourite hole?
A favourite hole, let me think.
I think the 7th, actually.
14, something like that, 13, 14.
I think I would say the 7th.
I would say the 13.
Number 18.
13.
6th or 7th. Yeah. You can always find me at the 19th.
The 19th. That's golf speak for the clubhouse or the bar. And if you hadn't figured it out, that's what this episode is all about. Golf, or more specifically, the Omega European Masters.
You can see really good golf, all the top players, and you're so close to them.
It's an international event, high standing, but cozy still.
Taking place over 4 days in one of the most captivating landscapes.
Probably one of the best golf courses around the world.
Landscape as you cannot really see somewhere else.
You have the Matterhorn on the left-hand side and you have the Mont Blanc on the right-hand side.
It's breathtaking, like the view is amazing.
In the heart of a bustling mountain community.
Probably we're one of the few tournaments where the actual golf course is in the centre of town.
It's full of energy, this place.
For all culture lovers, we have also great art galleries, concerts organized all year round.
And we have also very nice shops for shopping with luxury brands.
It's amazing to find something like this up in the mountains.
As beloved by spectators,
it's very impressive, like how they play, and it's very precise.
As it is by competitors.
The best visual golf course you'll ever play anywhere in the world.
There's only one way to describe the Omega European Masters.
Where else can you watch top-class golf on a mountainside?
You're listening to a series exploring the 9 Swiss top events, hosted by me, Jack Boswell, and presented by Switzerland Tourism and Swiss Top Events. This is Views from the Top, Episode 4, the Omega European Masters. I'm on a train in the canton of Valais, southwest Switzerland, climbing into the Alps to Crans-Montana, where the Omega European Masters takes place. And in preparation for the days ahead, I jumped on a video call with an important man. As it turns out, Swiss trains have reliable Wi-Fi.
I am the president of the organizing committee of the Omega European Masters since 3 years. Before it was my dad during many, many years, Gaston Barras. And I was all the time in charge for the players since about 40 years ago. What is very special here that the village and golf course is one. And a very well-known writer from the newspaper editor-in-chief from Journal de Genève, he said that the Crans is like a little St. Andrews.
A little St. Andrews.
Sometimes the players said we're a little bit, the panorama is so nice that maybe we can't concentrate. An example, when you are on the hole number 7, you have the view on all the valley. You can see the Mont Blanc at the end. Back of the green, you see a beautiful mountain called Weisshorn, 4,507 meters high.
And after arriving, I made my way to where the action is. Crans-sur-Sierre Golf Club, which had been turned into a mini village with tents, bars, stalls, and thousands of people milling around.
You get some pretty amazing VIPs here. Who is a dream guest that hasn't been here yet that you would like to see here?
Perhaps Roger Federer. Will be nice to have one. Roger Federer is Swiss. Yeah. I heard that he play very well golf. So cross the finger. Perhaps we will have the privilege to see Roger soon here.
Yeah.
That's Yves Mittard, longtime director of the Masters. He's a difficult man to interview since he knows everyone and likes to stop and chat.
Really, I think it's one of the best sport events in Switzerland. Ça va?
Ça va?
En forme? Bonjour, bon appétit. So first year I was in charge of this tournament, 1987. We just built one tent 5x5 on the first tee. And now if you're looking that we have a 10,000 square meter tent plus 5,000 grandstand and 6,000 VIP, 50,000 spectators, it's a little bit different.
Different in a good way?
Yes, fantastic. Look, the people they come from 28 different countries. It's a unique tournament, middle of the Alps, one of the best tournaments in the world, probably.
Well, I suppose the next question then is why? Why is it the best? What makes it unique?
Why? Because the place is unique. So normally the golf tournament, they take place close to the big city, in an area where there's nothing to do, and look around. So middle of the mountain, it's really an experience for everybody. The people, they go up to the glacier to saw snow. There are people they never touch snow. And here they can have, it's not just a tournament, it's an experience.
Speaking to Yves, what strikes you is the humility from a man who's played such a key role shaping the Masters, especially when he considers how it evolves in the future.
So I will be in charge for the next 2 years, and after I will go a little bit back and help the young to continue this job.
And do you have faith that they will continue what you've done in a meaningful way?
They are for sure much better than me. Young people, they will bring new idea, and idea perhaps now I'm not ready to do. I'm sure they will be very good.
Do you think golf needs new ideas?
For sure. We have to change the image of the golf, which is too exclusive. Golf is a game. Playing golf is to have fun. And we have to change a little bit this image that the golf is too serious.
Right, okay.
Music to my ears, because I was beginning to feel a bit self-conscious, which I confessed to Charlotte Sharp, the media manager.
I've been traveling around Switzerland making different podcasts, so I had to pack very light, and so I'm wearing jeans. Is that okay?
For you, it's okay. No, I mean, it's we still have some golf club who are super strict and some not. So it will be always depending where you play. You have to be somehow well dressed, but not maybe not as strict as before.
Okay.
Now I could relax knowing I wouldn't be escorted off the site in my denim. We got down to the matter at hand.
For someone that maybe hasn't ever attended a golf tournament, what do you think they think it's going to be like? And what do you think it's actually like? Do you think there's a difference between the two?
Yes, I really think so, because I think they think it will be boring. It's not really for the young generation, and they see it a little bit not a cool event, but it's not like this, because you can even come here and don't want one single shot if you want. You can really just enjoy being outside. We have many spots where you can eat. We have many spots where you can drink. We have many activities in all the stands. So it's really, and you can come with your friends and actually enjoying a date without knowing anything about golf.
You're young, you're working here. What drew you to working with golf?
So I have a little bit special relationship with golf, if I can say like this, because my father is golf teacher. So I grew up playing golf. Actually, I did it because I had to, kind of. But no, I'm enjoying now because I can play, and a lot of my friends are playing too. And I really think actually now it's a little bit in the right direction. For example, I don't know with all the other golf clubs, but with Grand Montana, so the Golf Concierge, they're really trying to bring the young back in the club, because we know it's also quite expensive to be a member of a golf club, and they are having like some special deals to really give to the young guys or young girls the possibility to be member of the golf club, and then they can play.
Charlotte touches on something which is easily overlooked, but a really unique aspect of golf.
It's depending how good you can play with everyone. And it's not like you play tennis and you have to have someone who has the same level as you. With the golf, it's different, because if I need to have 3 more shots to be in the hole, then I just need 3 more shots, and then it's fine at the end.
And with that, I headed out onto the course on a very windy day to learn about some of the differences between golf and other sports.
So I'm Charles-André Bagnot, living here since ever, president of the golf club, Clan-sur-Sierre. Today I act as referee. I'm referee on the golf course.
Okay. Because people who are not familiar with golf probably hear the word referee, they think of footballers screaming at a referee. That's not what your role involves.
Yeah, we are just on the golf course, and a player who needs a referee calls a referee. All this atmosphere is very gentle, no problem.
Interesting. Do you have a favorite story from the... wow, that is pretty windy. Yeah. Do you have a favorite story from the job?
I had balls in the pockets of spectators, I had ball in the trees, I had ball taken by an animal, I had many things. In the European Championship, a player lost his golf bag after 2 strokes. It was a Swedish player. He went to look for the ball of another player. Yeah. When he came back, no golf bag anymore.
Yeah.
And you know what? The bag was on the motor, a little car with the motor.
Yeah.
He let the motor on and the car disappeared. We never could find it. And 2 days later, a farmer came with that in the clubhouse and say, what is doing this golf bag in my farm? So he was a Swedish player. So Stockholm, Zurich, Stockholm for 2 strokes and bye-bye.
But players losing their clubs was the least of their issues on this particular afternoon.
Has the wind been making it difficult for them today?
Oh, the wind is terrible. Made big difficulty on the course. Yeah, it changed totally the course. With the wind, you go farther. It's difficult to evaluate, and against the wind, it's very long. So you have to work with that.
Who are you thinking might win today?
Look, I'm very happy that the Swiss guy is second, but it will be very difficult to win because the pressure is very, very strong. But naturally, Wallace is good.
That's Matt Wallace he's talking about.
We never know. Tomorrow, everything can happen.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Curious to understand how the players were feeling, I caught up with Matt at the end of the very windy day.
How are you feeling?
Tired. Yeah, very tired. That was really difficult, but in a sadistic way, kind of enjoyable, especially when you keep the lead that I started with today. I would have been happy with that. You had some times where it was kind of impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, like the 10th hole, I've hit a good tee shot and it's gone sideways, wind, and then I'm having to scramble for a bogey, which is mentally very difficult when you've got a nice lead that you just want to keep. But that's golf, and I dealt with it really well, and that birdie on the last really kind of shows me that I can keep my head throughout for 18 holes.
There was a lot riding on this for Matt. He'd been defeated in a playoff at Crans-Montana only 2 years before, and now he was in the lead. One of the players hot on his tail was Andrew Johnston, known affectionately as Beef.
Obviously, there's always some things that are out of your control, but does it take much of a toll on you emotionally when you just have these gusts just blowing at you?
Yeah, you really have to kind of just sort of stay calm somehow. I was getting quite frustrated at the end. I mean, I was starting to, get a bit edgy and a bit wound up, but managed, to make a par at the last and get in.
Yeah.
The more wound up you get, the harder it'll get as well. And you got to try and make the best score you can and come off and go, that's the best I can do. Yeah.
It was the final day of the tournament, and I was soaking up some glamour. Well, second-hand glamour.
You may not be able to tell me this, but what's the most famous person you've catered to here?
So we had George Clooney, Cindy Crawford, and today Mando Duplantis. So a lot of famous athletes from all over the world.
That's the man in charge of catering for the whole event, Christophe Cliva. He was giving me a tour of the VIP section.
Can you share anything about George Clooney's diet?
So it was very interesting because he loves pasta and he loves lamb. So we had a special dish made for him, like it was a pasta with tomato and then lamb chops. And at the end of the meal, he asked if he could taste a raclette. So we served him also a raclette at the end. But he's really cool.
And what comes across from talking to Christophe is just how much care and attention goes into making people feel at home here.
We have people coming from all over the world. We have guests today from India, for instance, from the US or from China. So we have to make sure that everybody can find something for their taste.
A few people have told me that the sorts of people that are coming to the golf are changing. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, here, as the golf course is in the center of the city, we have a lot of young teenagers playing golf, so that brings new crowd to the game. And also, I think what makes this event so popular is that it's not only happening on the golf course, it's also happening in the city, in the village. So after the event, you have some activities and entertainment outside of the golf course. So the young people, they like to come. They start with the golf course and then they go in the village to entertain themselves.
And in the spirit of that, I decided to go along to Beat the Pro, where junior players compete against professionals to see who can hit their ball closest to a flag 160 meters away.
My name is Kim Lou, and I'm from Switzerland, and I play in France, but I'm with ASGI.
Okay, and who are you going to be playing against?
Rasmus, Højgaard, Oshino, and Tim.
And so how long have you been playing golf for?
It's been 6 years, but I started competitions like 3 years ago.
You're 14 years old?
Yeah.
So you started when you were 8 years old?
Yeah.
And how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty well. I'm not very stressed, but I think it's okay.
Kim Lou is there with her parents, who are watching proudly from the side as she waits for her turn.
Oh yeah, I'm a proud mom, as you can guess, but she did play last year. She's more relaxed and she's almost a scratch golfer right now, so yeah.
A scratch golfer. That basically means she has a handicap of 0. Translation, she's very good.
Hi everyone, welcome to Beat the Pro Challenge. Here on T we have Kim Lou Joachim from ASGI. So come on Kim Lou, bit of applause please.
Okay, so the pros are stepping up to go first. How are you feeling?
Very good.
Yeah.
Just waiting for a shot.
She seems very confident.
Yeah, I think she's more confident than us.
And soon, it was Kim Lou's turn.
She's stepping up to do it.
Bravo Kim, des applaudissements, bravo!
How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, very good. It's a great experience, and the professionals are very kind, and yeah, it wasn't a bad shot.
Well, congratulations. An amazing thing to do. It's very, very cool. And I look forward to seeing you here competing with the best in 10 years' time.
I would do my best.
All right, the future, it's right here.
And from the future to the present, the tournament was drawing slowly towards its conclusion. As the leading players worked their way through the course, I spoke to a few spectators about what the Omega European Masters means to them.
It's the most fantastic golf course for views.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, it's the first time I've ever been. My brother has been many times, but I'm really impressed by it. It's a beautiful course.
Wow.
I've been coming here since about 1994, 1995. I love the whole ambience of it, and it's special. And, you're coming along the Rhone Valley and you think, well, where on earth is a golf course? I can never... And then you go up the mountains and look down and you see, it's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
And who are you rooting for today?
I'm rooting for Andrew Johnston, partly because my name is Andrew Johnson and partly because I've got a bet on him at 75 to 1. So that's who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, I think the same for him.
And with that, all eyes turned to the 18th hole, and the three golfers competing for victory: Matt Wallace, Alfredo Garcia Heredia, and Andrew Johnston. Unfortunately for Andrew Johnston, that 75-1 bet wouldn't pay off as Andrew Johnston slipped into third place. It was down to Matt and Alfredo, tied at the end of the 18th. You could feel the tension, Matt's defeat in 2022 hanging in the air. With the crowd gathered breathlessly around the green, the two men faced off for the deciding playoff hole. Until... Matt Wallace had done it. He'd conquered the Omega European Masters. And after the ceremony, which features Alphorns, this is the Swiss Alps after all, I had a moment to chat with him.
You've described yourself as someone that feels emotions very intensely. How do you handle those ups and downs?
Yeah, playing lots of golf and understanding what those feelings are and not squashing them, not suppressing them, letting them be, and then think more positively about whatever it is you need to do. So out there today, I felt the stress after not, starting how I wanted to and making birdies and pulling myself away from the field. But I controlled my golf really well and the scoring because I didn't feel like I gave them lots of chances. I'm very happy with that.
The past couple of months, there's even been points when you've said, you question your self-confidence. Yeah. Does something like this change how you feel about yourself, or do you think there's always going to be that part of you that is questioning? Yeah,
you always question it, and I think golf is meant to be like that. You'll question yourself and you'll question your self-confidence, and it was low at that point because I wasn't playing the golf that I wanted to play. I hope people were able to look at that and go, yeah, I feel like that a lot of the time, and then can also see me win and hopefully get the best out of both of those.
What are you going to do tonight? What's the plan?
Well, I need to go and find my caddy. I'll speak to my parents. I haven't spoken to them yet. Have a nice glass of red wine.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Cheers.
You've been listening to Views from the Top, a Switzerland Tourism and Swiss Top Events collaboration with the support of our partners Swiss International Airlines and Swiss Deluxe Hotels. A special thank you to Le Cron for hosting me during my time in Crans-Montana. It's been a true anti-classic production presented by me, Jack Boswell. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please rate, review, share, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.